Good afternoon, I'm Shona Kane and here is your lunchtime bulletin. St. Patrick's Day celebrations were in full swing again this year, with the city centre painted green with a sea of leprechauns and shamrocks. The Lord Mayor opened the celebrations on Wednesday night at the Council House, which featured Irish dancers from local schools and the Irish Prison Service Pipe Band. Yesterday saw a flood of people taking to the streets to enjoy the parade, as well as many patriotic performances.
It's a family day, and when I say family, I just don't mean families per se. I mean everyone. The whole community is involved, and that's what it's about, bringing people together. We're very fortunate to have a saint that's actually engendered sort of like togetherness, and in the sort of like the Irish culture. So we're bringing that now, of course, to Nottingham. And we want to bring everybody in. Everybody is an Irishman or an Irish woman for tomorrow, 17th of March.
Today marks the final day of Child Sexual Exploitation Awareness Week in Nottingham. Nottingham City Council has partnered with Nottinghamshire Police and the Children's Services to raise awareness of child sexual exploitation by hosting events all over Nottingham. CSE is an incredibly underreported crime, and the aim of the campaign is to open people's eyes to what it is and to be aware of any possible signs and how to report it.
If a young person seems to have more money than they should, maybe they've got a second phone or a lot of jewellery, that there's no evident reason why they should have that, then I think that sometimes is evidence that someone's giving them things lavishly, and you think, well, why are they giving them those things? I think often if there is a relationship online with somebody or face-to-face or over the phone with someone who's clearly older, that is sometimes a sign that there's something wrong.
Faye's petition to give the Meningitis B vaccine has the highest number of signatures in parliamentary history. However, the Department of Health are still refusing to give the vaccine for free to all children. Charlotte Hannibal was enjoying her Freshers' Week at Nottingham Trent University when she contracted meningitis. She explains why the awareness is so important.
Especially with students, if you're scrolling through Facebook, you're more likely to stop and look at a picture than you are to read a post, and so that picture sort of draws people in, and then you can sort of push the message on, yes, this is awful, but to stop you from getting it, you can just get the vaccination. It's one little needle, and I've heard people say, oh well, I don't like needles, I'd rather risk it, but then I'm scared of needles, but that one vaccination, that one needle can save you from having like 100.
3 months on from its launch before Christmas, it's been revealed that more than 3,500 people have been using the Robin Hood Smart Card scheme. The card, which works in a similar way to London's Oyster card system, can be used on tram, park and ride services and the buses in the city. Card users are charged based upon actual trips made and are guaranteed to pay 10% less on daily travel for bus and tram fares.
Yeah, it's a good scheme, mate. It hasn't been introduced in Nottingham until December. I've lived in London the past 3 years. Very good scheme down there in the Oyster card. Somewhere I've always thought that different cities can get involved in the idea, and it's obviously benefited Nottingham very well.
Bromley House Library are celebrating their 200-year anniversary next month. In celebration of being open for 2 centuries, the library is offering free guided tours and a series of talks from local historians and authors. It is one of just a few subscription libraries still open in the UK and contains many books which date back to the 1800s.
We opened in 1816. I mean, it was only a few years before, and that was in the 1700s, so it is early. Jane Austen was writing when we opened, so the fact that we are still here, loaning books that we had in those early days, it's really quite special, and I think we take it too much for granted.
Disabled Access Day came to Nottingham this week as several venues across the city joined forces to offer a variety of accessible events. The national initiative was created to raise awareness of the importance of disabled access and encourage people to get out there and try something new. Venues such as the National Eye Centre and the Theatre Royal hosted events for people to experience facilities which they didn't know about. For regular disabled theatregoers, this is a lifeline.
I think the access that we have here at the theatre and in the concert hall is fantastic. This new lift is an absolute godsend. I'm deafblind and I use a wheelchair, but I do come to the theatre an awful lot.
Community groups who maintain local areas of woodland across Nottinghamshire could receive up to £10,000 thanks to a new scheme from the Woodland Trust. With so much British woodland under managed, it's hoped the grants will encourage more people to join the Woodland Community Network and help conserve some of Nottingham's oldest forests.
Lots of our woodland is undermanaged, so actually woodlands are better when they are looked after, so the groups can be out there coppicing, making open spaces for wildlife to thrive. So in some cases there'll be community groups out there that are actually restoring woodland back to broadleaf woodland as well, so there's lots of biodiversity benefits of being involved in the woodland.
In sport, England take on South Africa in the 2020 Cricket World Cup later this afternoon. Trevor Bayliss' side will be keen to bounce back following their opening match defeat against the West Indies. Elsewhere, the Gold Cup is the highlight of the 7 races taking place on the final day of the Cheltenham Festival, with the action getting underway in an hour with the JCB Triumph Hurdle. Taking a look at the weather, after a drizzly start, this afternoon will remain cloudy and chilly throughout the day, with more showers expected, especially in the higher regions. Top temperatures of 7 degrees today. That's all the latest. Join myself and Nicole at 4:30 this evening for this evening's programme. Bye for now.